We got a little bit to unpack. So here in Michigan, over the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of rain. We've had like a lot of rain, and it's been great for the yard and everything like that. But it's not necessarily been great for walking. So um, more than I, like to, I've been caught in the rain, walking. No days off, right? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get this whole thing done without missing a day. And so I've been caught in the rain a few times. So last Saturday, um, I went to the mall and I did some mall walking. And so uh, I don't like it. I don't like mall walking for a few reasons. Number one, I'm still at a place mentally where I'm self conscious about my body. Uh, and so, I'm still somewhat in a shell, even though I'm trying to break myself out of it and go more places and do more things. I'm still somewhat of in a shell. So, the Lansing Mall here in Michigan is basically abandoned, and there's more empty places in the mall than there are stores. Like they only have two places in the food court, and one of them is a party store. Basically, they just sell snacks and sodas and stuff. They don't actually cook any food. So the mall is basically abandoned. So I had made the decision, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Lansing Mall. But when I got to the Lansing Mall, they were having a sports memorabilia show. And so there were people um, all throughout the mall buying baseball cards and jerseys and all different types of, sports memorabilia. It probably was more than just baseball cards. It's probably basketball, football cards as well. But the mall is packed. And so, I felt some type of way about that because there were a couple different things. Number one, the night before that Friday, I walked in the rain, and so my shoes were soaked through, so I couldn't even put my good walking shoes on. So I had to put on some shoes that I knew were gonna hurt my feet. Right? They're not built for, you know, training or like serious walking or whatever. And the Skechers that I have on now are so. But they were soaked through, so I had to put on some inferior footwear. That was one of the hang-ups. But I still went because, again, no days off, no excuses. I got to get out there and I got to get it done. So I get to the mall and I did 4 miles, and I felt good about that. But then at the end of the 4 miles, now I'm the fat dude in the mall that's like drenched in sweat, like how I am right now. I just got done walking 4 miles just now, and I'm sweating. You know what I mean? And now I'm this overweight guy in the mall and I'm sweating, and it's basically a daggone wet t-shirt contest. And I felt self-conscious about that. So, not to mention that every time I walked past the little reflective glass in the mall and I saw my body, I was like legit like disgusted by it. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, man, get it together. You know what I mean? But that's why I'm doing this. And you know, like mentally, there's so many hurdles, there's so many, hoops that I have to jump through in order to keep pushing. And it's tough. It's really, really tough. So I sit down at the end of my walk, and I'm way at the end of the mall where nobody is, and it's basically abandoned down there. And I'm sitting down at the end of the mall, and for whatever reason, 2 people that I knew, one person from where my dad lives, and another person that I went to school with, they both stopped and they started talking to me. One of them is a trainer, so he's talking about all of these different things that I need to do, and saying like, if you serious, call me. Like, the fuck, dude? I'm 470 pounds. I'm in the mall dripping wet as sweat. Like, you don't think I'm fucking serious? Or only if I'm serious, only will I be serious if I call you? Small rant, but whatever. So, Like that was a conversation that I didn't need. And then another one of the guys that came up and talked to me, he was, somebody that I went to high school, and he was somebody that when I was in high school, I really considered him a friend. He was a real cool dude, like, he still is. He still is. It's just at that particular moment, I didn't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired, so I couldn't even get up and be like, well, let me finish this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already done. So I was kind of sitting there trapped, and it was a really uncomfortable feeling. So that was the second reason why I didn't enjoy the mall walk. The third reason why I didn't enjoy the mall walk is because normally when I finish my walk in the neighborhood, I get straight in the shower, and I'm able to cleanse myself, and none of this sweat or dirt or anything like that is able to fester on me. But at the mall, I didn't have the ability to do that. So I sit down and I'm trying to cool off and let my shirt dry before I started moving around, because it's similar to the way this shirt is now. And while I was doing that, the raspberries on my inner thighs, if you know, I'm not going to describe that in detail, but the raspberries on my inner thighs started to crop up. And so because that happened, like, I had aspirations. I was going to walk across the street and I was going to get some t-shirts from the Big and Tall store that weren't white, because I realized that I only have 3 shirts that aren't white. I was going to go get some t-shirts that weren't white, and I was going to go to the grocery store and I was going to grab a few things, walk to the grocery store, grab a few things, for laundry or whatever, and then jump on a bus and come home, because there's a bus stop down the street from my house. But with the raspberries, the inside of my thighs is really tender, and it's burning, and it's super uncomfortable. So I call my brother, he comes and picks me up, but he was in the middle of something, so I went and sat down at Applebee's, which is, annexed in the mall parking lot. So I went and sat down at Applebee's and I ate, and now I'm even more embarrassed because I dripped steak juice on my shirt. And the crazy thing about it is this steak was bland. They didn't even season it. So that was a completely separate issue, but so I did that, and then he came and got me, and those are really the reasons why I really didn't enjoy the mall walk. Also, last week, I came to the epiphany, or I came to the realization that there are plenty of beneficial nutrients in fruits, and I've been eating a lot of fruit: cherries, apples, bananas, pears. I bought some peaches, some plums. I've had raspberries, I've had blackberries, I've had strawberries, you know what I mean? I've had blueberries. I've just been eating a lot of fruit, and those are the things that I've been snacking on. And then I came to the realization that all of this fruit is loaded with sugar. Albeit good sugar, natural sugar, but still everything in moderation. So if all my snacks are fruit, then the amount of sugar and carbohydrates that I'm taking in is still really high. So I had to cut down the amount of fruit that I've been taking in or whatever, and so I'm in the process of replacing the fruit as snacks to different cheeses and nuts, and then like a ham steak, or the thick turkey, and you cut that up into cubes or something like that. You can have that stuff as snacks, like basically like salad turkey, and ham and things of that nature. I'm trying to replace the fruit as snacks to keep the carbohydrates low, but in addition to keeping the carbohydrates low, to keep the protein high. So I'm working on that, and overall, I feel pretty good. You know what I mean? It is day 52 today. I started this whole life transformation thing 52 days ago, and there have been some developments recently because I don't know if you know if you came over from TikTok or if you know about TikTok, but I'm Big Fred the Barber on TikTok, and there have been quite a few young ladies that have expressed interest in me on TikTok, and that feels really good. They so that's a good thing. And then it's permeated over to an in-person type of thing. And there was a lady that I went on a date with last night. I mean, she's not the one, but it feels good to be out, to be moving around, to feel like a human being, to have albeit small, but a sense of confidence. I feel good about myself at the end of the day, and I feel like things are moving in the right direction. On day 52, the last time I weighed myself, I was 466, which means that in order to meet my 60-day goal, I have to lose 6 pounds in 8 days. I don't know what I currently weigh because this was a couple of days ago that I weighed myself, but I think I'm going to just wait until day 60, and then I'm going to weigh myself then to see if I met my 40-day goal, because my goal is 20 pounds a month. So once I get to that 60th day, I'd like to have lost 40 pounds, which would be 460 even, because I started at 500 even. So it's just I'm just trying to make progress, and I'm trying to stay diligent and keep moving, and just continue to change my life. And so while I'm doing that, again, hopefully I won't miss another Wednesday, but we'll just keep talking about it. So we'll see you next Wednesday.